Hey, welcome back. So this video is about the national debt, specifically interest payments on the debt. This came up because it came across my feed on YouTube. I'm going to show you a video, play a little bit of what I saw, and it's quite alarming. I've talked about the debt before, and just the other day I was talking about what do we do in the event of a dollar collapse, which I would expect probably can happen sometime in my lifetime. I'm just guessing. I don't know. But based on the way we're operating, the immense amount of debt that we have and the interest payment and all this kind of stuff, I don't know how we're mathematically going to get out of debt. I don't know how that's going to work because right now we are very close to $35 trillion in debt as a nation. Okay. Our interest payments alone exceed $1 trillion. Okay. So that's a lot. Now check this out. So a trillion is, or 1.1 trillion is what we're spending right now essentially on interest, and that accounts for about three quarters three quarters of all income taxes that are received by the federal government. So think about this, like three quarters of every dollar that you send off to the IRS every year that you pay or that are taken out of your taxes go to pay just the interest. It doesn't go to pay down the debt. It doesn't go to pay to fund the military or build roads and bridges or even fund the war in Ukraine or do shady stuff that the government likes to do. It just goes to pay the interest. Three quarters. It is absolutely insane. I don't know how we're going to get out of this. But all I can say is make as much money as you can. You can look here on this U.S. debt clock. It's like the debt per citizen is about $100,000 or so, but that includes like kids and seniors and illegal immigrants and all that kind of stuff. So adult taxpayers, each of us, our fair share or our equal share is a little over $250,000 currently in debt. And the politicians don't really care about this. Nobody ever talks about spending less and trying to pay down the debt. They don't want to talk about that because that's uncomfortable and it's not really a key thing that they can run on during the election. But let me just switch over and just play just a little bit of this guy. He gets the numbers wrong here. He says $1,140,000,000 in interest payments. It's actually $1,140,000,000,000 with a B. But easy mistake. There are a lot of zeros here, and it's easy to miss this stuff. So anyway, just here's a few things that he has to say.
I don't believe we're anywhere near 2%, but they want to justify it before the elections, and that's what they're going to do. But I want you guys to look at these numbers. 76% of the money that the United States government is going to collect on income tax is going to end up going to pay the interest on the national debt. Not pay down the national debt, to pay the interest on the national debt of $1,140,000,000. Okay?
Okay, isn't that crazy? He goes on, he talks about, that he thinks that some banks might have liquidity issues because of this in the near future. Also, anybody who's like shorting stocks like AMC, GME might run into problems, and it could be any shorters out there because I think that the way that they get money to be able to short this is, I don't know the back end stuff, but it could affect this kind of stuff. It would be if we end up with a liquidity issue with the banks, our economy, we might not be in a good spot, folks. I don't know. I hope this doesn't happen, but honestly, I do not see a way around this. You can't just blindfold yourself to the debt. It has enormous implications for this country. And as this country goes, it affects the economy. It affects all of our lives. No matter how much wealth we've accumulated personally, if the world goes to shit around us, it doesn't really matter. You definitely don't want to stick out like a sore thumb if you have a ton of money and the world is basically collapsed around you. Not a good idea. But eventually, these bills are going to come due. And I know they can keep extending them by having other countries buy more debt. But eventually, the countries that are buying our debt, like China, are going to say enough. We don't want any more of this crap because we don't believe that you guys can pay it back. It's going to become an issue. I don't know when. Maybe it'll be this year. Maybe it'll be 10 years from now or 20 years from now. I have no idea. I hope it's not soon. All I'm saying is like I do not. You cannot run an economy and a budget at a high level with the government like that's different than the way you basically have to run a budget for at a family level. Like if you or I ran our lives, our financial lives, like the U.S. government does, we'd be in deep shit. The difference of the government is they have a bunch of debt slaves, i.e. us, that can pay off the interest, right? They just make campaign promises, whoever's in office, and this debt keeps getting bigger, and it's going to affect our lives. It's going to affect our kids' lives, our grandkids' lives. It's not good. It's not good. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are down below in the comments on the national debt and the payments that we're making, over $1 trillion a year. 75%, 76% of the income taxes that the federal government receives goes to pay just the interest. Isn't that insane? That's insane to me. What do you guys think about that? What do you think could happen? Let's talk about it. All right. That it wasn't exactly a positive video, but it's like a down to earth video. It's like this is the real shit on the ground that needs to be addressed, because we all will face the consequences of the actions that our politicians have taken on our behalf or at our request or whatever, at our parents' request or previous generations' request. Somebody is going to pay the piper, and it's probably going to be us and our kids and our grandkids. All right. Hope you guys are doing well. Catch you guys in another one. Take care.